What's up with it, guys? It's everybody's favorite jerk-off expat relocator, coming to you live from beautiful sunny Tirana, Albania. I am here with the very iconic, legendary Hollywood, Uncle Hollywood. You can call him Uncle. You can sit on his knee. So he's been in Saigon through this entire lockdown. He was with me right up until I left, and he's been there through the horror show that just happened. So we're going to get some up-to-date information on what's going on in the country from Uncle Hollywood. Make sure you check out his YouTube channel. He's got some great content up there. He's just getting started. It's great stuff. Guys, we're going to get a treasure trove of information today. So I guess let's start by taking it from around when I left. I literally left the day before Directive 16. Like, it turned Directive 16 like as I was going to the airport. So, you know, you remember that day, I'm sure.
Yeah, I remember the lockdown for 3 months.
Okay, so let's talk about what happened in the country after, because obviously a lot of people know already what's happened, but a lot of people who are not in the country may not really know what's just went down in Vietnam for the last, few months. So bring us up to speed.
Right. Well, I mean, once you left, like a day or two later, they shut down the whole country, and for 3 months you couldn't leave your house. You could go and get some food if you had to get a pass from your building to be able to go. As a foreigner, some places wouldn't even let me in. I got word of it, so I kind of stocked up on food and water for a while. Plus, my building got a lot of rice and got some food for us. And but everything was shut down: restaurants, cafes, Grab, B, all the delivery service. You couldn't get anything delivered. They were talking about the military coming in and delivering the food, but they only had a certain amount of the military, and they couldn't get all the food delivered, so people were starving. And I mean, it was pretty bad. At one point, there was like 10,000 cases a day, and Ho Chi Minh is since then. Ho Chi Minh is #1 with cases. Like as of today, there were 1,400 cases, and there was over 8,000 in the country. If you do the math, I mean, there's 10 million people in Ho Chi Minh, and there's 1,400 cases. You know, it's less than pretty much 1%. Right. And they were locking it down. But every day it was going up. 8,000 on lockdown, it was going up. I got my first vaccine shot in July, and then September I got my second one, and then 2 weeks later on October 1st. They ended lockdown, but nothing was open. You couldn't. Cafes still weren't open. You can get deliveries. You could walk around if you were in green zones or red zones. You couldn't.
Did the military bring food? Did that actually happen, or like how did you? You had to get food from your landlord.
I didn't see it. They didn't bring any to me. Supposedly they were bringing it to a lot of people that live in the Hems, and poor people. Remember, 11 million people in Ho Chi Minh, because they weren't letting anybody leave either to go back to their provinces, and that's one of the reasons why right now a lot of the other, like Mekong, is very bad right now, because a lot of people left Ho Chi Minh in October, but they wouldn't let you go back to the province that you were from till probably mid-October to recently, like maybe last week, 2 weeks ago. And they had borders, like you couldn't leave Ho Chi Minh. Now everybody went back and they're spreading it.
Yeah.
But Ho Chi Minh still at, like today, 1,400 cases. 2% of the cases are people that are double vaccinated. Deaths are down. You can travel. You gotta get tested, and you gotta have. Let me see if I have it here.
Yeah, can you talk a little bit about? Can you talk a little bit about the cards, the type of cards and the passes, and how the passes work?
They have 2 apps, and one app is the PC COVID, which is what they're basically using. It's also in English. They also have the other one where it's the SOSUK one, which is purely Vietnamese. It's a SSDK. It looks like this, and you just hit it. And as long as you have a green pass,
Okay.
you can scan it. You can actually put your barcode in Zalo and also scan it wherever you go, and you can go in anywhere. I went
Guys,
out to a bar.
for those of you who don't know, Zalo is essentially the social media for Vietnam, the way that WeChat is for China, or maybe like to a
Right,
lesser extent, WhatsApp is here in Albania. You know, there different countries
correct.
have different apps they prefer. So he has to show he can use his Zalo to scan his QR code when he needs to
Yeah,
go
let me.
places. So it's similar to a system of control that's being used in
Right, and
China.
it looks it gives you
Similar.
the green. That's the Zalo. Gives you the green with the all your information, when your last dose was, when you got your last vaccine, and everything. And so you have three ways to do it. Like I went out the other night, and they just started serving beer in certain districts. Certain districts are considered green zones, which are safe, and some, or now they're calling them low, medium, high. There's only two districts. I can't remember which ones that are on high. And if I did remember them, I know I'd kill the names of them. So like District 7, they started school
Oh,
for
really? Schools
kindergarten.
are in
Yeah.
public schools?
Certain public schools, certain grades, and certain schools, they're trying to see what happens. And I just read that one of the schools had one kid get the virus, and now they're talking about stopping it because I know Tuduck, where you used to live, they just
Yeah.
vaccinated 100,000 kids from 12 to 17, and their schools are opening up.
Bro, you ain't
Um,
gonna vaccinate your way out of this one. This shit ain't going nowhere.
vaccinations, you still get COVID, you can still give it,
Give it to
you know.
people. Yeah, it's fucking. This is ridiculous,
It's
bro.
gonna
But
be
yo,
still
good. Oh, good news. Cambodia is opening in a much more easy and transparent way, and they're already opening schools, and they're already starting to like.
too.
Hmm?
I heard Thailand is too.
Yeah, so Vietnam might have to either jump on board the fucking gravy train or, get passed by.
Well, from what I heard, December 14th, they're going to open up school for kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade, ninth grade, and 12th grade
Mm,
in pretty much every district. And
okay.
then January 22nd, they're going to probably start having English classes.
And okay. So the basically this is when white monkeys can expect to start paying back the slave wages they owe for the last 3 months for housing and food.
Right, right.
Yeah, people are gonna
So
be in the fucking hole.
I mean, I'm in the hole, man. I'm lucky enough to where I saved some dough. My building is nice enough to discount me. I'm hanging in there. I'm hanging in there.
Right.
I finally got some of my stimulus from America about 2 months ago. They only gave me one, so that I
Uh,
kind of got that Western Union to me to hold me over until January, until school starts.
I hope that they
Online
come to the
is really good right now.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say I hope they come to their senses, man, because there's a lot of people there, not just us foreigners, but local people that are hurting from this.
You can see a lot of the cafes are shut down. A lot of restaurants never reopened. A lot of the gyms are still, the 3 months plus, the 2, 3 weeks of the stupid regulations that you can't, like a gym can only have, smaller gyms could only have 10 people in there at one time. Like think of the bigger gyms are a little more, they can have more because they're more wide open, but the treadmills are still crossed off on every other treadmill. A lot of people are afraid to go back to the gym. So the
Mm,
gym, you can see a lot of the smaller gyms are shut down. You don't see many new places opening up, but you do
right.
see buildings going up again. Construction started again, so they're starting to build again. Ho Chi Minh, I just read in the next 2 or 3 weeks is starting one of their first train.
That's really great news. That makes me really
Yep.
happy. That's something else.
Hanoi started just 2 weeks ago. They were
I
giving free
saw.
trips, but they said nobody turned out because everybody's afraid to go on it.
Because of the
So
pandemic.
yeah, and Ho Chi Minh, Hanoi only had like 50 cases at the time
So
out of all of Hanoi.
So I totally agree with you. Like, you're not going to vaccinate your way out of this. Even if you do vaccinate, you're still going to give it to people. Like, at what point are you going to stop making your population suffer? At what point are you going to stop making
Well,
foreigners like not want to come to your country? Like,
the
you know,
problem, the good thing, I guess, they just did a study. Those who are vaccinated are at very low risk of dying and
yeah,
getting serious COVID.
yeah,
I just read an article where there's like 7,000 severe cases, and out of those 7,000, only like 400 have double vaccinated. The rest you can usually stay home. They
yeah.
give you
And
some medicine and get it.
like I'm not anti-vaccine. Like, I got the Pfizer here in Tirana, Albania. I just,
If you
I
want to
waited.
travel,
Yeah, I waited until it was the Pfizer was available, and I ended up going with that because I need to be able to travel, and I've got to come back to Asia. But I just don't necessarily think that these lockdowns have any real benefit. Like, it just seems to hurt, a lot of industry. It seems to hurt a lot of people, and it doesn't seem like they're providing really an alternative for these people. So it's like, if you're going to keep forcing people to not work, like, I don't know. That's why my eyes are on Cambodia, because I see that throughout the pandemic, they were not as harsh or as crazy as Vietnam, and they didn't throw the foreigners out. I've been talking to my
yeah,
partners
well,
over there.
yeah, there's a lot. I don't see many foreigners here right now. A lot of them went home already,
Talk
which
about
is
that.
crazy. I went back to Australia and they were on worse lockdown than here.
Well, talk about that. Talk about the difference with what you're seeing in terms of foreigners, expats, like what experiences you've seen people have. I've heard some horror stories, man, some really bad
Well,
experiences.
as far as the if you're not double vaxxed as a foreigner, now I don't know how strict it is, but I've seen actual Vietnamese letters stating they kick you out. They're gonna kick you out off even if you have a visa. If you're not double vaccinated and you're a foreigner, they're gonna if they catch you or whatever, you leave.
Right.
The foreigners I do see are the older foreigners, the older expats. You don't see the 23-year-old expats here right now.
Right.
I think it's the ones that have been established here for a while, maybe married to one, or they just
Married.
have retired and their money is saved. Because I go out walking almost every night. Because I live in Tanfu. We're in a green zone. We're in a low risk zone, and so I can walk around and get my exercise in. Because I don't really go to a gym anymore. Too beat up for that and too old. But I walk a lot. And you can watch a lot of my walkarounds on Hollywood's Journey. I got a lot of videos on walkarounds. I just did one for one of my subscribers. And you can actually see one of my videos about getting vaccinated. I got a video of me getting vaccinated. So I see a lot of the older expats here. I don't see a lot of young kids. I went to District 1 the other day, seen two, they must have been in their 20s. Other than that, I don't see any.
So
Which
it's a sim-
is good for me because when school opens, the thing that the issue I've been hearing is parents have to pay the school for the English classes, and a lot of them don't have money right now because everything was shut down. They weren't working. Or a lot of them went back to their provinces, so there's not there's not going to be as many students in school. A lot of parents are a little afraid to send them back too,
sure.
and so I don't think there's going to be a lot of English classes open at this
Right.
moment. I think they're going to wait and see how it works out, and so I'm hoping with the less amount of expats, I can get more hours because I want like at least 80 hours a month. I don't know if that's going to be compatible right now.
No, no, bro, I'm telling you, it's the same story in Cambo right now. Like, you could pick up and go to a job in like a fucking idyllic beach town right now and probably name a price if you're physically there. That's going to be like, there is a value to coming to Vietnam, even if it's fucking complicated, right? And expensive. is that right now there's no fucking foreigners, and the industry may
Well,
be
no.
smaller, but it's not going to
Hmm.
disappear. It's not going to
And once
disappear.
it's going to take a little time to get in. So if you start your process now, by the time you actually probably get in, because I hear after January 1st, international is going to be able to come in. Right now, you can't get an international flight in unless you have certain paperwork or you're an
Yeah.
expert. But a lot of schools aren't doing experts right now. They're trying to get the people that are in country.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes. But that's
but
the
I hear
thing is
January
like,
1st, international flights. So I think once international flights open, you're going to see a lot more experts to come back.
and as far as like the people who do want to come now, like we have people who we can just, we just pay them and you're going to be fine. You'll be hired, but you are going to need your
Well,
documents.
I know New York Nomad has that. So, I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah. I mean, we could do it. It's just there, but the thing is it's legal. Like, yes, you're going to pay them for them to do this right now when they don't really want to hire overseas, right? But you're going to have to really work for them and have all your paperwork. Like you know what I mean? Like it's not like a
yeah,
year ago, you know?
no. And right now, it's people. This is also an issue I feel. I don't know, but I've been in Vietnam actually over 2 years. 6 days ago was 2 years, and nobody has money right now. So if there are any companies that are looking to get you in online from another country, they might beat you. You know,
Yeah,
they might take your money and leave. You
yeah,
don't know who they are because they need money and people are going to scam you.
yeah, they're going to
So
hurt
if
you.
you're a legit
Yeah.
person,
Yeah.
I think it's all worth the money.
Yeah, you're 100%. You're 100% correct. Like these big corporations that from the outside people think, "Oh, this is the big company. This is going to be corporate. They want, they're all by the book." But some of these are the motherfuckers who like, they bring people to the country. As soon as they get out of the quarantine, they change the contract. If the foreigner doesn't want to sign the contract, they'll fucking blacklist them. They got connections in government.
I've
Like,
heard a few of those stories. They sign a contract online and then they come here and they were supposed to make 420. Now they're paying them 320. And they were going to get you a scooter. They don't get you the scooter. And then they were also going to give you these hours. And then these hours turned into different schools in different province. And
mhm.
then you say no. They blacklist you, and the government
Yep.
wants money because Ho Chi Minh during shutdown lost 43% of income of Ho Chi Minh. So right now you go drive around on a scooter, on a motorbike, police everywhere pulling you over. They're giving $2 million fine,
Dom, yeah.
million dom. Uh, they're busting you left and right, trying to make money back. So right now you got to be safe traveling around. I've heard some stories like somebody took a scooter from here to about 3 hours from here. I'm not sure exactly, and there was police stops
Mm.
like every and they were. But he ended up paying like 7 million in bribes just so he because they're trying to make back their money.
Yeah, 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 of course. Well, this is what I
And
mean. I mean, this is one of the reasons why Cambodia is looking a lot more desirable. Like, I'm going to be in Turkey probably by January. I'll be in Istanbul for a minute, and then I might use that as a base. I think I'll like it a lot, but I don't know where I'm going to get my Cambodian visa because the Turkish embassy is saying that you have to be in the country of your residence. And obviously, I don't have residency in Albania. I might be able to get residency in Turkey. I think it's not, I think there's ways you can pay for it, but I don't, this is a lot of work. My contact over there, he's saying that just try all the different embassies because each one's going to tell you some different shit. So that's like a lot like Vietnam.
maybe he could find you a part-time job because
Well,
if you get
no,
a
it's not
when
like
I lived
Vietnam.
there, okay, because when I
Yeah,
lived there,
yeah.
I was able to, I didn't even need a visa because I had a job and they just allowed it to. It's not like here where you had to keep every month or 3 months applying. If you work, the companies because they do everything for you there. So maybe you can figure out how to get work there or something just for a month or two,
Yeah,
and
just to get the
then
paperwork.
I don't know. There's got to be a way.
Yeah, just to get the paperwork, exactly. If they're gonna break my fucking balls, but honestly, if it's like fly to Serbia or fly to fucking Berlin for a day, like I can do that also. Like if that's necessary.
Greece. When I was there, I would travel to Greece. Greece is right there. It's cheap to
Yeah,
get
but
to.
you don't know if they have a Khmer embassy. I need to be able to go to a Khmer embassy because I can get invitation letters. So it's different than Vietnam. Like in Vietnam, you need all the sponsors and the paperwork. For Cambodia, all we need is you pay and we get the invitation letter. So now what we're trying to figure out is, can I go through any Cambodian embassy, or are these motherfuckers forcing us to do it in our home country? So this is like the
Right.
journey that I'm on at the moment. But let me tell you, before we go on, my partner over there is saying that he thinks that there may not even be invitation letter requirements in the next like 6 months. He really think the way things are opening, it's opening at light speed, bro. It's very, very different than what you've described in Vietnam, you know. So
And
what
Vietnam, it flies by the seat of their pants.
well, I mean it does there too, but when they've decided that they want money, you know, and you won't
Right,
earn
right.
as much. You'll make more money in Vietnam than in Cambodia, 100%. But if the government's going to play nice, I mean, that's an incentive, man. That's a big
Well, you
incentive.
can start in Cambodia because for what is it like $50? You take a bus ride into Vietnam. It's
Easy.
not. It's only, depending where you are in Cambodia. It's not a long bus ride. It could be 5 hours max.
Hmm.
Once things open up, you're already there. Just bus ride it in.
It's okay money. I mean, 1,000 to 1,500 for like an unqualified goof, and like there's a fuck ton of jobs. There's a ton of jobs, even in Siem Reap right now, because like smaller cities, but there's no fucking foreigners.
Right.
So
Yeah,
it
I see.
sounds
I
like,
see a lot of listings for people. They're looking for foreigners here. Because once again, you gotta be here right now for these little provinces and little villages and stuff. Um, I see them all over the place, but because you can't unless you use New York Nomad, who's got a hookup. These, like I said, these companies are ripping you off right now. I wouldn't trust them because they'll put you in Ho Chi Minh. You'll end up in a little village in the
Dong Nai,
Mekong. Yeah.
the Agent Orange capital of Vietnam, Dong Nai. you
I
know,
mean, it's rough right now. I mean, the corruption is pretty deep right now.
Man.
I don't know if I get in trouble
Well,
for saying, it, but uh,
well, I would say this, man. I would say, right now, if you really have your heart set on coming to Vietnam, we can do it. But it
Vietnam
sounds
is
like,
awesome.
yeah,
It's
it
getting
is.
better.
I mean, things are opening, like, like Hollywood is telling us, you can start going to bars now and restaurants, so what's the current state of like life like right now?
To be honest, I was on a motorbike today, and there was a
Okay.
lot of traffic. I mean, as far if you're on a motorbike, everybody's out. It's like back to
Hmm.
normal. You just have less businesses open.
Okay.
Karaoke bars are not open.
Okay.
Some districts you cannot drink alcohol.
Okay.
Some can. Depends on what zone you go to at this moment. Some districts have school open. It's back to normal, just
Mm.
with less things open because people lost their businesses because of being locked down for 3 months. And but I just seen a new cafe open. If the bigger ones that the chains, they're all open. It's the
Okay.
mom and pop ones that a lot of them shut down. All the street vendors are out again. Troy Moy, Troy. I hear that freaking speaker every morning. So, so I know the street vendors are back out. I've been eating pretty good. The dumplings are as good as ever. What I did
Good.
notice is the people that have reopened, their places look nicer because they could afford to fix them up while they were closed.
Right. They did all the repairs they wanted to do for a while.
Paint jobs. Yeah. So some of them look a little nicer, but those are the ones with money. I spoke to somebody. I went to get some dumpling soup the other day, and she was during lockdown having because people were starving, man. And she went out, made soups, and handed them out. And she actually
Wow.
got in trouble for doing. Oh,
She got in
she
trouble.
got. Yeah. So she had to stop, but she did it for a month and a half. She paid her employees while they were gone, locked down. So the people that have the money were very helpful. But I'm going to say 80% of the population don't have that money.
Yeah.
And they're still kind of hurting. You can still kind of see they're trying to hustle, and that's why I think right now scams are big. Don't order anything online. Don't pay anything if it ain't in cash and hand it to them. Don't pay through your bank account to their account because they'll say you'll be delivered today and you're not getting it.
And guys, this is exactly why our service has a value and why we charge what we charge, because we work with people we know are not going to play games and are not going to like rob you, or mislead you or set you up for failure. But some people are so desperate to come to like Vietnam. I remember during when I was bringing people in throughout the height of the pandemic, I remember that a lot of people wouldn't even care what was happening in Vietnam. They just wanted to be there. And that's the wrong attitude, man. You need to know what the fuck is going on in a country.
Right. I do your homework. I read a lot of people say, oh, you're a little expensive. No, you're not. Because they got beat and they ended up paying $3,000, $4,000 on blacklisting and getting here and then all this other, sometimes you got to spend a little for convenience and to make sure it's legit. Just so you know, I just spoke to the owner of my building. If you do get in and you want to live in Tan Phu, and I recommend you, they're knocking down rent for foreigners in my building.
That's a nice thing.
So, like, I'm paying $5 million, and I'm paying 3,500 a kilowatt, and my rent this month was $238.
That's great. That's a fair price.
So I can get you a pretty cheap apartment, even if you're not going to work. And Tan Phu is cheaper than District 1, and a Grab ride when they do, because they don't have Grab rides right now other than cars, which are very expensive. No bike rides, nothing yet. But when they do open back up, it's like 20,000, 30,000 to get to District 1 or District 3 from here.
Okay.
If you're with a friend, you take a car, you split it, same price. But it's a good spot to get into. Things are more cheaper in this area. For instance, if you're going to grab a beer here, 20,000. Grab a beer in District 1, it's going to be about 35,000. So the food there is a little expensive. So you're going to spend more money. You go to the Big C, which is like a huge supermarket. Like if you're in the East Coast, it's like ShopRite, Pathmark. It's a bigger. So if you're in the West Coast, what do you got over there? Kings and Publix, and stuff like that.
Publix is Florida. You're out there. What the fuck is on the West Coast?
Yeah. I don't know what they have in California and stuff. I forget what the name of their
Albertsons.
Albertsons. Yeah. So you're still gonna spend a little cheaper going to the Big C in Tan Phu and buying groceries than if you are in District 1, 2, 3, or what is it? The Two Duck.
Two Duck.
What was that? There used to be District 2.
Yeah. Well, what happened was it was also a district. And then they were going to create like a smart city, and maybe they still are. And they took District 9, 2, and Two Duck, and they merged them into Two Duck City.
Well, there definitely is, because they have the most, because they just, like I said, they just vaccinated 100,000 kids there, and their schools are open.
And in many ways, it's one of the nicest places you can live in Ho Chi Minh. I mean, you know,
No, it is. But if you're gonna want to travel to other districts, it's a little out of the way. That's the only
right.
thing.
The longer I lived there, though, the unless I was going to buy like a camera, the less I really ever really started going into District One. To be honest, man.
Well, you're not a big drinker or anything like that.
Yeah.
I go out to bars and listen to live bands, and uh, so when I went to bars in District Two at the time, which is
Mm.
now different, a little bit more expensive there,
Yeah.
compared to
Tao
even.
Dien. Tao Dien is fucking expensive, but like the whole area is sprawling and enormous. I mean, there's so many pockets that are local too. Like, most of
Yeah,
Tibet
no,
City.
and if you want to be around more expats, that's where you want to be.
Around Tao
In
Dien,
yeah, like
but
where I'm
now,
at, I see one or two foreigners where I live.
what does Tao Dien look like? What have you been through Tao Dien at all during this insanity? What does that area look like?
Wide open, it's open. Malls are
Really? Okay.
open, everything's open. A lot of those places didn't lose businesses because they were already those places already have money.
Right.
So they were one of the first to open in general because
Okay.
they were so low. They were at the time, like I said, the time was green, orange,
Right.
red. They had it's low, medium, high, the risk area. They were one of the first, other than District 7, to go green.
So, have you
So
been on Hanoi Highway? Have you been over by my old house? Like,
I haven't been that far, but it's packed. I mean, you're in traffic again, man.
wow.
You're on the back of a motorbike. You're sitting. For me to get to Town Bin is 20 minutes.
Okay.
I mean, that's normal.
Right.
It used to be.
Right.
Right before lockdown and everything was 20 minutes. So it's back to normal as far as motorbikes go and everything. And as a matter of fact, I think it might even take a little longer now because of all the police pulling you
Right.
over. So people are
Checkpoints.
all over. Then they're taking different ways because now you kind of know where the police are on the major corners and the major
Sure.
parts. And people are taking hems, and so the hems are more busy, and the secret passageways that they're finding are more busy. So
Right.
you're stuck. And I don't have a motorbike, and I
Right.
don't have Grab right now. So I have friends or stuff that drive me. I'm on the back, so I get to see
Right.
a little bit more.
That's
Uh,
cool.
I think I just made a video on it about a month ago, right when things opened up. If they want to check it out. So
That was
uh,
cool.
it,
That sounds like you're doing it, man. You're making it.
I got I got to Vietnam 4 months before the virus started.
Yeah.
So it's
I
messed
remember.
up everything for me. I mean, I wanted to go to Japan, Cambodia, Philippines. I wanted to travel.
Right.
And I mean, I've only traveled around Vietnam and no other than Thailand. I've been to, 2 or 3 times in those first 4 months. But other than that, I mean, it's hard I want to go see stuff and it messed up my plans.
No, I hear you.
I haven't worked since May 18th.
Hmm.
May
That's
18th.
crazy.
What are we in? November? It's almost November 18th. June, July, August, September, October. 6 months.
Jesus. Well, dude, I'll tell you, I'm in Tirana, Albania, and I was telling you earlier, everything is open. There's no masks. Some of the corporations might ask for a mask. Like, there's a place here from Turkey called Waikiki. It's like a mid-range clothing shop, and like you might have to wear a mask going into that place, but like, or a shopping mall maybe, but like in the regular like restaurants, shops, the vaccine's available if you want it. I just got the Pfizer, but nobody's being forced to. It's just life here is almost like there is no COVID, and I'll
Right.
probably go from here to Istanbul, which is a little bit more COVID with the masks, but the size of the place. But my other friend, he's living there, and he says they're starting to get away from the idea of a COVID zero, and things are just getting back to normal, and it looks like the lockdowns are stopping, and so I mean, yeah,
You got to live with it at this point. Like even in America with the mandates, they're killing everybody there with jobs and everything. the percentage-wise, it doesn't even make sense anymore. You know,
No.
there's the vaccine at this point. If you're going to travel, get it.
Sure. Or if
That's
you're
the bottom
sick,
line.
if you already have like, illness, or you're old,
If you're
or
obese, if you have diabetes, if you have
right.
a health issue, I would get it. But if you're in shape, you know, if 75% of the nation is vaccinated, why does it matter if you're not? You're vaccinated. You can give it to me, and I can give it to you if you're vaccinated. You can transmit
Yeah.
it. If I'm
It doesn't make sense.
vaccinated, I can give it to you, and you can give it to me. I just died.
Yeah, yeah,
Why do you
yeah.
care if I die?
Yeah, right. And
Worry about
especially in countries like America, they don't even have a national health system, so it's like you're not cost, you know what I mean? Like fucking, whatever, man,
And you
like
can't believe
I
America. I don't know if you watch Joe Rogan. He got the virus, and he took all his medicines, and you have MSNBC, CNN saying he was taking horse
yeah,
medicine.
horse
They
medicine, even though
lie.
but the guy's an athlete also. So like, I mean, if you're young, if you're an athlete, if you're physically fit, like I don't think I understand not wanting to be pumped full of one vaccine after another. And why I don't know why they're not looking at treatment. Like some of these
Look
poorer
at
countries.
Governor Newsom in California. He went online. He went on TV the other day. Get your booster. Boom. You haven't seen him in 2 weeks.
Yeah, but he
He
probably
got
got fucking sick. Yeah,
getting his booster.
I know
His
because
third. Look at Israel. Highest amount of vaccines in the world. I think now over 90% of their population has that plus boosters, and they have the highest rate
well,
of
that's what
vaccine.
I'm saying, man, is these countries got to stop punishing the working class because that's who gets hurt. It's going to be the small business owners, the workers. It's not going to be the people who are financially secure. I mean, this is just
Well,
an
look at the
insane.
lockdown in America. Home Depot was open, Lowe's was open, but if you owned a small mom and pop place, you had to close.
Yeah, shopping malls too. In California, they had big shopping malls open. They closed all the restaurants. Hollywood could do whatever the fuck it wanted, So it's just the if these countries, like for example, I think Cambodia is seeing the future. They're seeing that this shit is not worth destroying their country over. And I'm seeing from my contacts over there a rapid change in the ease of entry. It's getting way easier to get in there. So Vietnam's
Well,
going to be put on a pedestal. They're going to be like, guys, well, do we decide to make real money or do we decide to pursue this COVID zero? So I don't
Ho
know
Chi
what's going to
Minh,
happen.
Vietnam politicians have said we can't get zero COVID. We're going to have to live with it, or else this
But
country's going to shut down.
is that Saigon officials or is that people from up near the capital?
Up and near the capital.
Well, that's reassuring. That's good. That's good to hear
So they
because
want zero. They want zero, but they know they can't get it, and it's not going to happen. And more people were dying from not eating than they were from the
from the COVID.
virus. They have a big issue here is a lot of the kids have no parents now
Mm,
because one parent would get it, the other parent would get it. They both die, and now they have a influx of
orphans.
orphans and homeless kids on the street
And then the thing
during.
is if this was gonna happen anyway, like why compound all this with economic problems for locals? Why scare foreigners with their money out of the country? Like, I mean, it didn't have to go the way that it did. And people say, are you mad at Vietnam? Of course I'm not. I left with a ton of money. I left with a good visa. I loved my time in Vietnam, but I don't want to see them ruin their country. Like, like Cambodia is dope, but like Vietnam is, come on, like,
Well, Thailand
but
has, I think, second least amount of vaccinated people, and they said, "Fuck it, we're opening. Schools are open."
yeah. So that's reassuring. That makes me feel better. I'm happy to hear that this is circulating, and I hope that
I
things
just
get
want to
better.
start working, man. I just want to start working. I'm getting bored out of my mind. I can
So
only
all right,
walk so much.
let's wrap it up soon. So let's leave them with some final thoughts. Just give them an overall, um, just a short summary of your experience from like around when I left till now, and what you think's going to happen from here, and then we'll call it a day.
Well, since you left, like I said, the lockdown went 3 months. It stopped October 1st. By the end of October, what is it now? November 11th here. So by the end of last month, mostly everything is open now. Back to normal. Like I said, a lot less places are open, but you can purchase anything at this moment. The only thing I would also say is your scams. Make sure you're clean on who you're talking to, because there are a lot of poor people right now, and they're willing to do what they can to get food in their mouth. Other than that, food prices pretty much the same. You can see a lot of the scribbled out prices and new ones added because people have to make a little extra money now because of the lockdown. For instance, where I live, the main market, and what I'll do is I'll make a video of the main. All the districts come to this market to buy their food, so that's where I go now, because they're gonna get. I can get a kilogram of beef. I know you don't eat beef, but I do sometimes. For 20,000, you go to another market, it's going to be 35, 40,000. Shrimp, crab, this market is cheaper, so they have raised the prices a little, but you got to expect that people didn't make money for 3 months.
Yeah, sure.
So that's the only thing. Prices went up just a little. You gotta expect it, but everything pretty much back to normal. Other than the scams are maybe a notch higher. Schools are gonna be. Some of them have already reopened by January, I believe 22nd, after the tech holidays and everything, Christmas, and even though I don't really celebrate Christmas here, but that's where all the holidays are around. I think things will be even more normal with work, with school. And but you need to be double vaccinated. You can't get in this country if you're not going to be double vaccinated. You can't work in schools if you're not going to be double vaccinated. The schools have to have protocols now. All the classrooms, which I hope stays, will only be half full. So instead of 55 kids, they might only have 30 kids.
Teacher.
So there'll be 34, 5, 30 kids. Let's go, teacher. So that might work out better, and I'm hoping that the hours will kick up a little bit more. Other than that, I think things are back to normal, man. People are scooting around. I hear the horns all the time now on the balcony when I'm out, and I'll keep trying to make a few more videos on the traffic wise. Once again, the graveyard in Hobin Graveyard in District 2 or 3. They just reopened, and I will be going there. I got my stuff all ready to go. I'm just waiting for somebody to get me there. And once I'm there, the first ghost hunt will happen. It's
Ghost
just
hunting
right
in
now.
Saigon.
A lot of people are afraid now, so I got to take it easy. I don't want to, because they still see foreign and they still think virus. I don't understand why, but that will be coming. I'm hoping in December or the end of this month. I had somebody to take me, but they're a little afraid, so I have to. What I might do is take a quick video on see if anybody's in Vietnam that would come with me. My subscribers.
That'd be cool.
Nam.
Oh, talk
What's
to
his
Nam.
name?
Maybe Nam would be happy to help you, man.
Yeah, maybe I'll talk to him and see if he'll come get me. We'll go over there. But I'm gonna have everything set up.
Pay him a little. Pay him a little
Yeah,
for his
yeah,
time. He could
yeah.
I think he could use the business,
The graveyard of fire. That's pretty much what it is. What I'll do is I'll do a little video on the graveyard itself, how old it is, and everything, just to get people. And then I'll make like a 5 or 10 minute history of the graveyard because it's the third most haunted land in Ho Chi Minh. The number one is Ho Chi Minh Museum.
Okay.
So what I might do is right now they're not open actually, and if they are open, but you can only have like 10 people in there. Okay. So I'm gonna try to call them up or have somebody here call them up and see if I can do a late night rendezvous there and maybe to do a
Ooh,
little. Yeah. Right now the virus things are a little hard, so that's why I'm going to
yeah,
do the graveyard. And
cool.
because graveyard, nobody's really there, I can just walk around, and there's always a lot of fires going on. I'm going to have my equipment all ready to go.
All right. Well, guys, listen, check out Hollywood's Journeys. He's part of the greater White Monkey Syndicate, you know, our big encompassing mafia of contacts for expats all over the world. Let me know if you need a TEFL. We have the TEFL You Cannot Fail. That is the New York TEFL Academy. We're going to make sure you get whatever amount of TEFLing you need done for your TEFL. We also potentially have contacts for Mexican citizenship. So if you're looking for a second passport in a cutty spot where the taxes are favorable and you can have like beaches, mountains, whatever lifestyle you want, and you know, have a local's rights and privileges, get at me. We can help arrange that. We can help arrange residency, opening businesses here in Albania. It's a beautiful country. We're going to be expanding and adding Turkey. You know, we're going to be adding Turkey, and we're going to be heading back to Phnom Penh, where we're going to expand the initial White Monkery, where, you know, ESL jobs. And we actually, if you guys do programming, holler at us, because there's a lot of opportunities for IT and programming people in Phnom Penh as well. And we can issue the invitation letters, and you know, we can definitely discuss. So subscribe to Hollywood's Journeys. If you have any questions about living overseas,
I haven't got a haircut since May 18th.
then holler at me. Yo, look at this, dog. Look how long my shit is. Right?
6 months.
But mine was a choice, dude. I'm just lazy.
No, I'm done. I want to see how it goes until school starts. So that's
All
my
right,
thing.
guys. Subscribe and share. Brush your teeth.
Subscribe.
What do you think of when you think of Albania? I think of opportunity. I think of a country that's open. I think of a country that wants long stay expats, that wants people to come and invest, wants new ideas, and is looking towards the West. I think that Albania is a beautiful country with incredible landscapes that can offer a very comfortable lifestyle at a very reasonable price. We at the White Monkey Syndicate will help navigate your journey to becoming an expat in Albania. We're working with some of the top lawyers in the city. We can help establish businesses. We can help you get your residency. We can help you get real estate. We can arrange almost any contact that you might need for the process of moving here in almost any city in the country. We will simplify the process. We'll make it a lot easier for you to move to a country that maybe in the past would have been more of a challenge. With our help, it's going to be a walk in the park.
Brush your face and wash your teeth, son.
Yo, my man got me a job. Come to Vietnam.
The White Monkey got me a job during the pandemic.
The White Monkey got me into Vietnam during COVID.
The White Monkey got me into Vietnam during the pandemic. I'm at school now on break. If he did it for me, he can do it for you. It's pretty easy. Check him out.
Ooh, to whom it may concern, White Monkey Syndicate got me the job of all jobs. Thank you.
White Monkey got me a job. Brush your teeth.
The White Monkey Syndicate got me a job, aka your father.
White Monkey got me a job.
White Santa, baby, brush your teeth.
Monkey got me a job. Hit him up.
Yo, it's the Whoopi Goldberg of the ESL game, educating you youngins in the Englishes.
Monkey got me a motherfucking job.
White Jesus, baby.
White Monkey got me a job.
Brush your teeth.
Hey, what's up, guys? You thinking about coming to Vietnam? You're not sure where to start? You've heard a lot of things online. You don't know what's true, you don't know what's not. We here at the White Monkey Syndicate offer a consulting service where we help you get on your feet in Vietnam. We give you advice on negotiating contracts with employers. We help you with real estate agents, visa agents that are reliable and that you can trust. We help you get started in this amazing country and get on your feet. We help you get into different opportunities that might be more difficult for you if you were just landing in the country on your own. And we help you you'll avoid a lot of the pitfalls and problems that you could have as a newcomer here. We provide you with reliable job recruiters, visa agents, real estate agents, and advice. If you guys are thinking about coming to Vietnam, hit us up for a consultation. We'll help you get started, help you get on your feet, and hopefully you'll love Vietnam as much as we do.